Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leanne and I'm the face behind Small Gestures Vintage and Crafts. And this is a little bit of a different backdrop because this is a little bit of a different video. I know I mentioned a couple times that I just had a really hard time getting into creating for Christmas. And I'm realizing I think a lot of that was due to the fact, we moved from Arizona, my husband and I moved from Arizona in December of 22, and we left our two adult kids out there. They're still my babies, they're still our babies. But we left our kids there, we moved to Georgia. They came here for 1 year. We had a delayed Christmas. We went back out to Arizona last year, but this Christmas is gonna be the first Christmas that we've had without being near them. And that just sucks. It just sucks to not be near your kids. But anyway, so I think that has had an impact on my creating and lack of motivation, I guess, to create. And I think there's also something that's been brewing for the last really couple of months. And I don't want to say brewing, but I guess just developing, and I can't think of the words right now, but in short, I am a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. And it was something that I didn't speak of for 45 years. I kept quiet. My parents passed, my never telling them. And it was just been in the last 6 years that I have told my family about it, that I've come out about it and spoken about it openly and really started to work through all of that. For 45, 50 years. The thoughts that develop the self-hatred, the low self-esteem, the shame, the perfectionism, all of it that comes with that and comes with any kind of trauma, I guess, really has just been marinating in this head of mine for 50 odd years. And so in working through all of that, I have noticed lately that have become like a little clutter bug, and it's making it very hard for me to create, right? Like I have little piles everywhere, and especially down in my studio, down in my basement. And as I realized one morning, and my therapist kind of agreed and said, yes, you are on the right track. As I am working through all of that trauma brings, and there's not so much chaos in here. It's like I still need to have chaos, so I'm creating chaos outside of me. Or as my therapist said, as I'm forgiving myself more and I am not so rigid in here and in my body, I'm just like, whatever, I'll let it go. There's just stuff, in piles. It's no big deal. Like I'm loosening up, but I'm reaching the point where, like I said, like it's hard for me to create. It's hard. I'm not motivated to create. I have stuff, and we're in the last couple of weeks of December. 2026 is going to be here, and I want to be fresh and ready to go for January. I feel like I want to go into this new year clean, with a fresh attitude, a fresh space. And I have started doing that. Like I spent all day yesterday getting all of my tax stuff ready for my business, so I don't have to do it in the new year. And I feel like I want to focus on cleaning my spaces and decluttering and just freshening everything up before January hits, rather than waiting like I did last year. Oh yeah, let's improve our space. Let's revamp, in the new year. Like I feel like I can't do anything until I get all of that cleared away. But anyway, that is where I have been. That's why I have been struggling releasing new videos. This year especially has been such a huge year for me, filled with so much growth. I never in a million years thought that I would say that I am a 60-year-old YouTuber, but I am. It's crazy. I never thought that people really would care anything about what I have to say or things that I create. So when I see 10,000 people on YouTube that follow me and 12,000 people on Facebook, it's like, what the heck? Like, do these people really know me? Do they know what they're getting into? Like, surely they're not interested in what I have. So it's been really transformative this year, moving into a new booth space, launching a website, carrying 2 product lines, and just really doing things that I never thought I would do before. It has been such a crazy year of growth. I am so thankful for it. I am so thankful that everything that has led me to this point. And I am super excited for 2026. I know it's just gonna get even better. But I just wanted to hop in here. There's something I want to go down to the studio. There is something that I really want to create, just a quick little something. So I may include that in here. If not, like my last video, you won't see this segment. I don't know why I do that. Okay, here we are down in the studio. So I guess my project worked out. I have this thrifted book that I want to upcycle, and I am going to use this, I believe it's Burlap Roses by Roycycle, this decoupage paper, and I don't want any clean cut edges. I want everything torn, so I'm just coming in with an artist brush and some water, and we're going to tear out the paper the size that I need to decoupage this book. And I'm going around all the edges because I don't want any straight cut edges. So I'm doing the same with the bottom here, and then just measuring it to make sure that it fits around my book. So I'm going to add a quote to the bottom of the book, and I want to back it on some cardstock. So I just have this mauve color cardstock, and again I'm just tearing it to size, and I'm painting the book. I'm not going to go all the way to the edge because I think the color of this book is a beautiful complement to the paper, but I want the decoupage paper to pop, and I always like painting white when I'm using decoupage paper because it gives it a nice bright background, and you'll see when I lay the paper down the difference at the very edge between the part of the book that's not painted and the part of the book that is. You really can see how it makes the paper stand out a good bit more. So I'm just going along the other side and doing the same thing and just painting it white, letting it dry, and then we're going to decoupage it. Now the quote that I want to add to the book, I'm going to print on tissue paper. So I'm just cutting out a piece of tissue paper, and I'm going to tape it down to a regular piece of printer paper, and I am just going to run it through my inkjet printer. It's just a black and white printer, and I'm going to run it through just like I would any normal piece of paper. This quote I found back in 2019 when I decided to go public, I guess you could say, about my history. And it is a quote that I have always loved and really kind of has special meaning given this year. So I'm just trimming it down to size, again, using just water and a little paintbrush. And I guess I'm moving on to decoupaging the book. So I spritz the paper before I decoupage. I'm doing a starter strip, and this is DIY's liquid patina. And if you spritz your tissue paper before you decoupage, you will not get any wrinkles because when you spray it with water, it relaxes the fiber in the paper.
And where you get your wrinkles is when you have dry paper and you're putting it on a wet surface. So I guess like wet on wet, then you don't develop those wrinkles. So I'm just going through with the liquid patina and making sure that I've got a nice good coverage, and I'm just smoothing all of the paper down, and we're just going to do this all the way around the book. So I did need to go back and add a little extra liquid patina under this corner here, and then I went over the entire book again with liquid patina, especially around the edges, just to seal and glue everything down. And the quote that I printed out, I did spray with some Rust-Oleum clear matte because I wanted to seal in the printing, the ink from the printer. I didn't want to take a chance of it bleeding, so I did spray it first, and it is fully dry. And I'm just doing the same thing with liquid patina, and I am just adhering it to another piece of cardstock. And I love the tissue paper. You can see it's dry, but it's perfectly clear. That's because I had sprayed it. I wasn't expecting that, but the paper turned completely clear. So it'll be great. This would be a great method if you're putting it over like a printed paper or something. You'll have a lot more come through, a lot more of the image underneath. And then these are just little adhesive squares. I wish I had done this a little different. I did go back in and add a few more squares on the edges, just sticky squares to adhere it down to the base. It was lifting up a little bit, so I ended up adding a little more stickum in there. And then I did glue the back of it with some Titebond Quick and Thick, and I am pressing that down. And then I have some upholstery tacks that I got from Amazon, and I am going to add those to the top of the book, and we're going to finish it off with some twine and some little special embellishments. I couldn't be happier with this. I feel like everything came together so beautifully. The paper, the color of the book, that quote, the special embellishments. I love it. And there's so many other sayings that I really love and help me get through some tough times. And I honestly can't wait to make more of these.
So I don't know what the next 2 weeks are going to hold, but I just wanted to come in here and for some reason I felt like I needed to do this video. I don't know if anybody is, I don't know. I just felt like it was something I needed to do. So that's why I'm doing it. So I may see you before the end of the year. If not, I hope you have the most beautiful holiday season filled with everything that brings you joy, friends, family, laughter, making great memories, and doing what you love, and playing, creating, just having fun, experimenting, saying yes to things that you would have maybe normally said no to. So with that, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking by me, even though I'm not necessarily regular lately. I do so appreciate it more than you will ever know. So until next time, take care.